What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Brother Mythos Cushionata from the channel Frost and Fist, and welcome to this video. And this video is a showcase for something that's long overdue. You see, I just recently finished painting up a few models that I bought long ago. So not too long after I started playing, more than 3 years ago, a book came out called Curse of the Wulfen. By the way, shout out to my man Big Joey for hooking me up with the special edition Curse of the Wulfen. But anyways, so Curse of the Wulfen came out and it has some really cool formations in it. Some of my favorites, actually. They all seem very cool. They all did very cool things. Were all of them the most useful formations? Maybe not, but they were all very cool, very thematic, and basically they were a lot of fun to take. So one of my favorites of all time, not quite my top favorite, but one of my favorites of all time was the Arjac Sheildbrothers formation. And immediately after I got the book, I had to play the Sheildbrothers and pick myself up a set of Wolfguard Terminators. Much to my shame, for the rest of 7th edition, I would play those plain gray. Never got around to painting them up. I guess that's not entirely true. I actually got around to painting just the sergeant in that group, which you'll be able to see right here, but I wasn't really that pleased with the way he came out. And I don't know, it was I'm not gonna lie to you, that was my painting ability at the time. There would be yet some growing for this fledgling painter at the time, and I wasn't really pleased with him, so I wasn't very motivated to continue painting them at the time. And actually, so when I painted up that sergeant, I primered all of them, and I left them all in that plain black primered state for the rest of 7th edition. 8th edition came. I may have taken out the Sheildbrothers once or twice, but we all know Terminators are not in a great place for 8th edition, so I mostly didn't play them for the longest time, and because I wasn't playing them, I wasn't motivated to paint them. But even if they're not a great unit, and more I'm finding that even not great units, I still want to paint up, I still want to play, I want to put them in my list. And I don't really go to the store as often as I used to anymore. I mostly play really casual games with my friends. So being that I'm not in an environment where I'm playing, you know, strangers, not really knowing what list that they're bringing, you know, and not wanting to get curb stomped, I feel like I have a little more creative freedom to be able to bring the less efficient things in my list. So I'm in a place now where I just wanted to paint up the Terminators, painted them up, and I'm going to put them in the list next time I'm playing against Freak. So I'm super stoked to do that. The Sheildbrothers are such a great unit because I just like this idea of Arjac. By the way, I haven't gotten into a game with Arjac since I painted him up. It's funny because every list that I put him in, whether it was work, traveling out of town, or a family commitment that came up where I wasn't able to make that game. For some reason, it was just the games that I scheduled Arjac to be in that I wasn't able to play. So my new goal is to go back and, as if it were 7th edition, put together the Sheildbrother formation, put in Arjac, the Land Raider Crusader, and the squad of Termies, put them on the battlefield, and see what happens. So I'm excited to do that. And without further ado, I want to show you me taking this old paint job here and what I've turned it in recently, painting it up. Most of this paint job was done on the road. This was kind of my road project. I'd stick it in my suitcase whenever traveling for work and being out of town. So, limited palette that I'd keep with me, basically painting in the light of a hotel room, and just a couple of my brushes that I felt like were travel worthy. And painted a lot of the models up that way, and then once they were ready to be completed, went ahead and brought them home, broke them out to do the airbrush on the Thunderhammers, because I love that comic booky energy style, and boom, it was ready to go. You'll see this guy right here is a little different than the others. He's got a different shoulder than the rest. I think it's just a cool, neat shoulder for him to have, but that actually came because while traveling and working on this in my hotel rooms, I seem to have lost his right hammer arm somewhere. And so I just happen to have an extra Terminator arm from a commission I did for Asterian Moloch. And when I was doing that, the Forge World sprue for Asterian Moloch actually had a spare right arm. So thankfully my bits box, because I never throw away bits, I just happened to have that spare Terminator arm there, and it actually came with a cool little shoulder. I shaved off the Minotaur horn, so that way it could be, instead of being a Minotaur face, it could be a wolf skull. And boom, my Terminator had an arm ready to go, get into action. So it actually kind of worked out that I lost an arm in a hotel room somewhere. Anyways, let's jump to the showcase, and you guys let me know of what you think 3 years later of me finishing my Arjac Sheildbrothers.